And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Offense in a split backfield. Gets the back moving. Leaves it with the back. Can't get him to the ground.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Caught near the sticks. It's Harris. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Maiava. He's got him in the flat. Crosses the 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Throws to the back. With the catch, it's Jackson. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another first down. Looking to throw on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's Jackson. Tough, physical, hard-nosed running gets it to the 34.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is.
It's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Off to the races to the right. The 30. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. The defense takes matters into its own hands.
Nice job by the defense forcing the fumble. That took the perfect bounce right into the DB's hands. He shows you the speed and takes it back all the way for a touchdown. That was the definition of a fortuitous bounce.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to pass, it's Maiava. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Off the play fake on 1st down. Caught behind the line. It's Jackson. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Grab behind the line. It's Sutton. The Irish come to the line facing 2nd and short. Caught in the backfield, it's Jackson. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage before he was stopped, but using the running back in the short passing game gives him a first down.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. On the move, he fires. Ball is loose. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move. Knocked down, but not before he gets the first down after recovering the fumble.
Yeah, the receivers got to do a better job in ball security there with all those defenders trying to rip it free, and this offense is lucky they were able to jump on it to keep possession.
So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Notre Dame, once backed up near its own goal line, now on the move. That's the end of the period, and Georgia Tech has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. The give out of the gun. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Looking to pass, it's Mayava. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. The second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
So close to that end zone, he could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Irish!
No monkey business. First down, come downhill, run the fullback. He gets in the end zone. Let's not make any bones about this. Be physical, run that thing, block those guys up front. Nice job by this offense taking care of business in the red zone.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Fielded in the end zone, it's Smith. He took the risk bringing it out of the end zone, and he'll go out of bounds at the 20. To the ground with the back. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical. Get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Makes the catch. It's Hurst. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Hand off from the shotgun. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. The Yellow Jackets will hustle to the line. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started. So
now it's second and long. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. That's caught. It's Holt. There he goes. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The clock is not their friend. Got to get everybody to the line quickly. The inside handoff. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's got the tight end. He's stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11. The Yellow Jackets had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the extra point is good. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Back to throw, it's Mayava. Got a man, it's Jackson. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. Looking to fire. Get it out to the supersonic guy. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Quickly to the tight end. And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains and they'll mark it at the 44.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Now, fourth down.
Fourth down and 1, and they'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds him out of the backfield. He's got it out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's fourth down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down distance like that, comes up with a huge first down.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Making side adjustments here. To the air, it's Mayava. Finds his tight end. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Well, it's a nice job by the receiver getting out of bounds to save some clock. You're probably out of field goal range, so you're thinking Hail Mary here at the end of the first half.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And this one splits the uprights. That'll bring him to within 4.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
On the run from inside his own 5. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. He'll put total leather and get this second half started. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Ramblin' Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. He'll do it himself. He picks up 4. That'll leave them with 3rd and 6.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Got it looking for a first. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lick. And the Yellow Jackets are in the hurry-up. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Got a man, it's Holt. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Yellow Jackets are marching down the field.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Finds his man. It's Holt. At the 35, he's got room. Ripped off a huge shot play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. The big explosive play put him right on the edge, but you got to finish the deal. So the offense gets a little bit closer to the goal line after the penalty. And after that penalty, the defense is almost out of real estate to defend. It's 1st and goal on the 1. They'll run the quarterback sneak. Sneaks it into the end zone.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
And they tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
Set to kick it away.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here come the Irish, back on offense. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for a man, it's Mayava. Here's a heat. He'll try to do it himself.
He was trying to push it downfield. He was looking for a receiver, trying to make a play. Could tell the pressure started to get to him a little bit. Nowhere to go with the football. Just fights back to the line of scrimmage.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab. It's Johnson. Good pickup, but a little bit short of the sticks. The Irish trying to keep this drive moving on 3rd and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. A strike downfield. There he goes! Touchdown, Notre Dame! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Well, in the modern era of college football, you're seeing more and more athletic tight ends, like what you just saw right there. The defense had no chance covering that guy down the field. He makes them look silly on his way in for the long touchdown.
Now they'll try the 2-point conversion and try to crawl within 3. Zings it complete to the right. He gets it in for the 2, and now a field goal would tie it. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a huge play in the passing game, covering 67 yards to the end zone. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Coming out with it, it's Smith. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. Pulled and finds his man on the left. Runs through a tackle. Tackle is made at the 22, but a nice 10-yard pickup there. And the Yellow Jackets want to crank the tempo.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them, they're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, 3rd quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
He's got it again. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Didn't find a single crack to run through on the last 2 plays. Let's see if they go up top on 3rd and 10. Fires to the tight end. They'll stop him at the 24, and that brings up 4th down. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Under fire. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking for a man. It's Hoover. Fires to the middle. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football. Had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the fourth quarter. Time to go win it.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Got his man downfield. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
I love that play call. And quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
Caught in the backfield, it's Jackson. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, the defense knows that they're going to have to go horizontal sideline to sideline to stop this offense. Nice job rallying to the running back who catches that swing pass out on the perimeter.
Wide open downfield. They finally get to him. A lot of play there to pick up the first down.
This guy already has a touchdown. He almost had a second right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
Wants to throw again. And he gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
And for quarterbacks throwing the ball down this close to the goal line, because there's so many bodies in such a small space, oftentimes routes take a little bit longer to develop, and it forces quarterbacks to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. That's the risk and danger with throwing the ball so close to the goal line. You might get sacked.
Now adjusting.
Well, I think you're seeing a lot of resiliency from this quarterback these last couple of plays. Got sacked on first down and second in California. And that last scramble, I know it didn't get the first, but it at least makes this third down a whole lot more manageable now. Let's see if...
Just steamrolling the defense.
Man, you practice this all week for a reason. The 2-minute situation is so important. I like the completion. I like the first down. Let's see if we can get one more play in real quick before the 2-minute timeout.
Trailing and getting deep in the game, they'll go for it here on 4th and goal. He'll keep it on the sneak. Touchdown, Fighting Irish! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Great example of complementary football there. First, the defense comes away with the takeaway, and then offensively, you go to the ground game, being physical at the point of attack, running it in for a touchdown, and now you have the lead with not a lot of time left. They've now put all the pressure back on their opponent.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win it, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Intercepted, the defense has set him up. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Irish! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
And this is exactly what what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point fourth-quarter lead. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. He's taking a deep shot. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. He leaves it with his back. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
They'll move the tight end. A stand. Past the 50. He's at the 30. 10. He took that baby all the way to the house. A pick 2, as it were.
Great job on special teams. Getting penetration, getting the block. You've got the convoy to scoop score 2 points the other way.
Trailing by a touchdown here in the 4th. They'll try to get it back with the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Here come the Irish back on offense. So we've got a tight spot here, David. They'd love to run out the clock, but all those timeouts staring at them.
They got 3 timeouts on defense, but I know a first down ends this football game. So I got to get my guys physical, ready to roll.
Yeah, because you know this defense is going to be playing the run. They're going to be loading the box, trying to get tackles, using their timeouts to get the football back. So this is going to come down to who's better in the trenches.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll send the back in motion. Got it behind the line. It's Sutton. Down to the 32 and out of bounds right there. Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. On the option. Now the pitch.
And we've already seen this QB have success throwing the football down the field. How about the variety to his game? Now you run the option, you make the right read, get it to your pitch man where he can get upfield, get some extra yards. He's in the zone right now.
Notre Dame would love to just run this thing out. They'll give it to him again. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll go to the fullback. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Irish will need to move the sticks on 3rd and long to keep this drive going. Motion from the back. The give from the gun. He's not going to get there, and this defense really needed a stop like that.
On the play.
Yeah, and really good 3rd down situational defense. You know it's 3rd and long. You know the pass play's coming. Defense was ready. Nice job forcing the 4th down.
So how good you feeling right now if you're on offense in this situation? You want to just play conservative? You want to punt it over and let your defense finish out the game? Or do you trust your quarterback to go make a play and win the game right now?
They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Smashes it between the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. And after this play, the cake will be baked. They'll go to the ground. And after they get him on the ground, that's going to do it. A strong, methodical